Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. I'll speak very quickly because I'm next up to speak. So I want to ask the witnesses some of our questions, a few questions. But because what Mr. Hallam is saying is a lot of it is deliberate disinformation, so deliberately not saying truthful things, and I'm sure he's going to be posting it on his website.
Point of order.
Point
of order, Mr. Chair.
Point of order, MP Chambers.
I just might check the rules related to parliamentary language and accusations.
Not a point of order. Oh, is it? Okay, that one is. Okay.
MP Zerowitz, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so sorry, I didn't know if you had more to say, Mr. Chambers. Look, I just wanted to be put on the record that last week I happened to have Minister Wilkinson in my riding, and this question actually came up from a Davenport resident, whether or not the carbon tax is a really bad thing, given the fact that life is really tough for Canadians right now. And his deliberate answer is this, and I think it's important to put on the record: putting a price on pollution, aka the carbon tax, is the most economically efficient way to reduce carbon emissions. If you ask 100 economists, 99.5 will tell you that is true. And the way we have structured this price on pollution is that we did it in a way that will make it affordable for 8 out of 10 Canadian families, where they will get more money back than where they pay. And it works directly proportionate to their income. So those that live on the most modest means get more money back than they actually pay. And I think it's really important for us to put that on the record, Mr. Chair. And then maybe at this point, just because I want to go back to our witnesses, I'd like to call for a vote.
Well, I can't. We've got to continue the debate, right? Yeah. We still have a speaking order.
Okay.
MP Zerowitz,
okay.
Yeah. So I've got MP Morantz up next.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I just want to express my concern that Ms. Zerowitz is deliberately providing disinformation to this committee.
How's that?
She's saying that Canadians get back from the carbon tax more than they pay, but we know that that's simply not true. Deliberate disinformation, Mr. Chair, deliberate disinformation from Liberal MPs at this committee. Deliberate disinformation. It's very, very concerning. The Parliamentary Budget Officer put out a report which makes it very clear that Canadians pay more in carbon tax than they get back. And I would ask you to enforce the rules around truthful testimony at this committee. And one other thing, just, only because Mr. Blakey raised this issue with how much the carbon tax contributes to inflation. Now, the bank governor was here saying it contributes 0.6% to inflation, but that's going to go up by 1.15 on April 1st because of the increase. So it'll be 0.6 plus 0.15. Now, the inflation rate is 3.9%, and just recently the governor of the Bank of Canada said he was holding interest rates fast. I would love to ask him next time he's here, and I will ask him, if the carbon tax didn't exist, the inflation rate would have been then, by his own numbers, 3.3%. I think at 3.3%, he would have reduced rates during the last economic policy report. I'll leave that thought with the committee, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, MP Morantz. I don't have anybody else on the... Okay. Oh, MP Lawrence, I apologize.
I'll be quick. Thank you. I just want to go over carbon tax math. Myself and Governor Macklin have done this a number of times, yet unfortunately it continues to get demagogued and misinformation out there. So I'm just going to do the numbers, and all my numbers will be cited to the Bank of Canada and the Governor, Tiff Macklin. You can look it all up. So currently, the rate of inflation in Canada, the headline rate, is 2.9%. Okay, the carbon tax, according to the Governor of Bank of Canada, at its current rate is 0.6% of that. The increase coming on April 1st, which is a 23% increase in the rate of the carbon tax, will add another 0.15. If you do the math and you calculate, you divide the numerator by the denominator, that's 26%. According to the Governor of Bank of Canada, this is a nonpartisan office. According to the Governor of Bank of Canada, we could reduce inflation by 26% by eliminating the carbon tax. And with respect to Mr. Blakey's comment with respect to who's benefiting from it, well, I can tell him that the most vulnerable in the in Northumberland, Peterborough South are barely making it by. There's been a doubling in the usage of food banks by children. And you know who gets hurt by the carbon tax? By people who have to pay, if you can't make it to the end of the month to feed your family, that's a huge issue, Mr. Blakey. It's a huge issue. And the carbon tax is taking tons of money. And we can talk about, Conservatives will always be open to reducing taxes. And so it's simple math. We could reduce inflation by 26% tomorrow by eliminating the carbon tax.
You, MP Lawrence.